Namo. Om Namo Gurudev Namo. Om Namo Gurudev Namo. Om Namo Gurudev Namo. I'm representing here the Earth Star chakra, which is below the feet, down into the ground, and also the earth energies in that receptive state, the womb of creation. We exist paradoxically in a womb and a tomb, a matrix, out of which all potentiality arises, out of which causally we are thought and dreamt, and that we, when active and when awake, dream and manifest the physical world. This is known as the descent of spirit into matter. Good morning. Om in peace. I'm Swami Christananda Brahmanati, Father Brian Rice. Again, you might wonder if this is your first time viewing this series here on the Temple of the New Humanity TV, the Kundalini Crash Course being offered for free as a prerequisite to online projects, online classes, live and recorded and archived classes, DVDs, and also CDs and audio products that will be available on the social network for the God Self-Realization Temple of the New Humanity. Again, that's the God Self-Realization Temple of the New Humanity. Who's welcome there? Everyone. It is not a church. It is not an institution. It is merely a space. We give it form through our temples, through the outward, or rather through the inward turning towards our higher nature, towards our divine nature, within the haven that is our temple. This body is a temple. It houses the astral and the causal bodies. So, if this is a Kundalini crash course, where does that fit in? Where does the Temple of the New Humanity fit in? Well, the Temple of the New Humanity, the God Self Temple of the New Humanity, offers, if it doesn't now, it will fully offer several paths one can take to get to God, or to have a God contact experience. Specifically, one leading to ever increasing, ever becoming, ever knowing, ever discovering the true self that is in God, which is oftentimes called self-realization, or finding the God within you, that God lives through you, and God is ultimately you in disguise. That is called God realization. Let's not throw around too many words. So here we are. It's class number 2. I gave you the overview that we're going to have this Kundalini crash course. Why? Well, I think it's essential to clear up myths, to clarify what exactly Kundalini is, as I mentioned last time, and also to talk about how it affects our life and our practice, or our sadhana, our spiritual sadhana, knowing what it is, how to safely awaken it, how to safely work with it through our ongoing practice. In either Kundalini Yoga, Kriya Yoga, if it may be, even how it's affected by practices of Hatha Yoga and the various forms of Hatha Yoga. Eventually, we're going to have a series on called Enlightened Living, examining one particular translation of the sage Patanjali, his ancient Yoga Sutras. So we'll explore the Raja Yoga path in other videos as well. So don't want to throw too much at you. Here we are. Okay, people asked, what is Kundalini? Well, it's an evolutionary energy, a dormant but an inherent, innate potential that is both biophysical, astral, and also has a causal component to it. Now, what does that mean? We'll go more in depth. But it's an evolutionary energy that, when awakened, ascends Godward through our spine up to the Sahasrara chakra here, up and out. Some talk about it showering up and out and over, out through our head. Now, Kundalini can be spontaneously awakened. That is what happened to me back in 2001. And I talk about that in both my series, my audio series, Silencing 1,000 Barking Dogs, which the first 2 volumes are published and out there in digital distribution. You can find information for that at God Self-Realization Temple of the New Humanity. And also in my upcoming book, Kundalini Power Surge, Spinal Wine and My Mana of Samadhi. Everyone's experience is different. But as we will be preparing ourselves to do, going further in depth into the practice of, an ongoing practice of Kundalini Yoga, we talk about that it is really a very safe process when you use such a practice. And we'll talk about what Kundalini Yoga is at another time, in another class. The purpose of this course, this crash course, is to introduce you to Kundalini, dispelling some of the myths. That's the second thing that we want to do. Finding out if indeed, if it's demonic, like some people claim, very fundamentalist thinkers claim. We'll talk about what it means to awaken it, how to awaken it, and what to do to keep the ongoing awakening of this energy, this evolutionary energy in man and woman. Alive, vital, flowing through what we call the 7 chakra system. So, we're going to talk about 4 ways we can awaken Kundalini. And again, address the question, are there dangers to awakening Kundalini? Big question. If you know who Gopi Krishna is, you would be familiar with the fact that Kundalini, that very energy, is involved in reaching higher transcendental states of consciousness, and in particular superconsciousness, that emanates from the third eye, the Christ center, the spiritual eye, the Ajna chakra. So, and then we'll address how does Kundalini fit in with bio and astral anatomy and bioenergetics, yogic anatomy basically. And then a big thing is, how do you maintain even-mindedness with this creative surge of energy? That's another thing I need to talk about. It is a very fiery, intelligent desire energy, as Tal Malachi of the Gnostic Sophian Christian lineage talks about, which is very much in line with Eastern teachings. I was influenced to seek out Christhood realization within myself, trying to find that Christhood state or messianic consciousness through my studies in Sophian teachings. And Tal Malachi, who is the lineage holder, does talk about that. That ultimately, if we go back to the myth of the Garden of Eden, what really happened, that tree of life is within us. The spinal nervous system is the very essence of that, and the fruits on which the tree of life, the fruits on the tree of life, are contained within connected aspects of our nervous system, both physical and astral. But the serpent energy, as it's sometimes called, the serpentine power, because of the coil configuration that it makes when it goes upward through our spine. You see it in doctors in the medical field, on doctors sometimes on their jackets, sometimes on medical facilities. We got to go back to Moses.